Welcome back, Patriots, to the Bald Brad Show. It is a good Monday. A lot of you are already signing up for our membership. We do have a members-only video that is up and running. Folks, you got to go check it out. I couldn't even finish it. Let's put it that way. 30 minutes, I tapped out. I was talking about tapping out within the first 5 minutes. It is going to blow your mind. For those that are members that are in the chat, tell me in our members only video yesterday, your head wasn't spinning around what our government is doing with our money and funding full-fledged terrorism. Joe Biden is funding a terrorist attack on our homeland. This comes from the CIA, tracking open source data. Holy Lordy. Lord, I'm sorry for using your name in vain, but baby, got to go check out that video. To do so, you got to become a member. It is only 99 cents a month. So you're looking at less than $12 a year, folks. Check it out. Extremely shady stuff. Danielle, make sure you check out that video. You are a member. I see that Don't Tread on Me badge. But shout out to all of you. Hopefully you had a lovely weekend. We got a lot of news to cover, and you saw it in the thumbnail. Drones and nukes. I threw it out there last week on my speculation of if these truly are drones and if they are our military, then what is the reasoning for it? And I said a little bit of a hint of what I thought it was. And well, we got a video clip today that's kind of shaking everybody in their boots. And I'm going to attach it to a little bit of a story that I got from Christopher Mellon is his name. And that's maybe one of the few times you actually hear me say that name on the show. But we're going to break everything down for you, folks. If you could support us, hit that like button. If you want to follow us and subscribe, it's absolutely free. And then we also have a membership over at Rumble as well as YouTube. I'm going to see if I can get that video over on Rumble, members only if they have it. If not, then it's over at YouTube, folks, for 99 cents. All right. Well, Trump here has a big win. We had a lot of news to cover last week. We didn't get to this one, and I want to make sure I highlight it because it is a huge win for Donald Trump against ABC News and all these other progressive psychos. And, it feels good because George Stephanopoulos is a little bit of an a-hole. Incoming President Donald Trump has won millions in a defamation lawsuit against ABC News and veteran anchor George Stephanopoulos, who repeatedly stated on air that Trump was found liable for rape. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Despite that not being the case, this is something that everybody pushes, right? He's a rapist. He's a rapist. He did something. They don't know what's going on. Stephanopoulos made the remark nearly a dozen times while interviewing Nancy Mace, who says she's been a victim of rape herself, which is terrible, just god-awful. Court documents show that a settlement between Trump and ABC include the network paying $15 million cold, hard cash to daddy. Trump's like, I want it in pennies. I'm going to make the floor of my hotel out of pennies from ABC News. Can you imagine $15 million worth of pennies? Woo! To the president-elect as a charitable contribution to a presidential foundation and a museum to be established by or for plaintiff. As presidents of the United States of America have established in the past, Fox News reported the network will also have to fork over $1 million for Trump's attorney fees. So it's more than 15 million. We're winning. Remember in 2016, Trump was like, you're going to win so much. You're going to be tired of winning. You're going to be tapping out. Stop it. I don't want to win anymore. Additionally, Stephanopoulos and ABC News will issue statements of regret, like The View, about the anchor's repeated lies about Trump, Fox noted. The statement reads as follows. ABC News and George Stephanopoulos regret statements regarding President Donald J. Trump made during an interview by George Stephanopoulos with Representative Nancy Mace on ABC. So remember, it was all about the sexual abuse against this controversial journalist, E. Jean Carroll. You guys, I told you and I showed you video, this chick is painting trees and rocks blue in the woods. If I can find that clip again for you, I will show you. When you see this lady, she is nutso, man. I don't just throw that around loosely for like anybody, right? AOC's crazy. There's a few of them. I think Chuck Schumer's pretty far off his rocker. But Jean Carroll is like takes the cake, combined every crazy person you've ever met, and well, you found her. So it goes on here. This is her. This isn't going to show you her painting rocks, but this is the psycho. Okay, she looks like the lady from 101 Dalmatians.
You don't feel like a victim.
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt.
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
We're just going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to. Victim.
Yeah, there you go. Pat got it. Cruella DeVille. Yo, she's crazy, man. People think of rape as being sexy. Who the hell thinks that? What are you talking about? We got Rachel Maddow even asking her what she's going to do with Trump's money to help women's rights. These people, again, remember this folks, you got to remember, this was the whole like hashtag believe all women are right. Remember all those, remember the whole Duke controversy when they got the boys lacrosse team got lied about for saying they raped somebody when they never did. And then it come out like, oh yeah, sorry, I lied about it. So you're going to sit there and trash those guys' lives for something that never even happened? Well, you got the same thing happening here.
You talked about using some of Trump's money that you're about to get to help shore up women's rights. Do you know what that might be, what that might look like?
Yes, Rachel. Yes.
Tell me.
I had such great ideas for all the good I'm going to do with this money. First thing, Rachel, you and I are going to go shopping. We're going to get completely new wardrobes, new shoes, motorcycle for Crowley, new fishing rod for Robbie. Rachel, what do you want? Penthouse? It's yours,
Nothing.
Rachel. Penthouse and France? You want France? You want to go fishing in France? No? Oh, all right, okay.
That's a joke.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. There's more. I'm out. That's freaky as hell. That's the type of woman you walk in her house and she has freaking dead people stringed up at her dining room table and she's controlling them, pretending like they're eating. Look at my family. Oh, yeah, you want to eat with us? No, leave me alone. She's crazy. So, folks, come on, hold on, we're going back. Hold on. Give me a break here. Really? You're telling me Trump wanted this? Hold on. No. We're going to hash this out real quick. You're telling me I don't have it with me, you put this psycho lady here, and then where I'm at, put Melania Trump, you just pick. Even the ladies, I think, come on, we know. Come on. You're picking Melania all day. Not even close. Not even close. Really? Trump could get Melania, and you're really? Trump just couldn't contain himself, huh, with this? Yeah, come on. Get off the screen. You know how this works. I don't believe one damn thing that comes out of her mouth. Well, Trump won his $15 million. Now, Mr. President says nobody's doing this for you. Hey, buddy, where are you spending that $15 million? No, she got to answer the question, Mr. President. Where are you going to spend that $15 million? Yeah. Feels good. Feels good to win. We're winning. Other Trump news here. Trump rolls deep with conservative entourage as Army-Navy game elicits USA chants. Now, I'm going to give kudos to Jackie Heinrich of Fox News, our Wonder Woman. We love her. I sent her our video, just a heads up, that we did on Saturday, where she smacked John Kirby around. If you didn't see that video, it already has 1,000 views, which is good for us. Now, she spotted out that it just wasn't all conservatives, folks. Oh, no. There was a Democrat there as well, and we'll see if we could pull that up for you in just one moment. But he was hidden. He was kind of hidden in the back. You got to be looking for him. Now, he was at the Army-Navy football game on Saturday, and the place erupted. The place went crazy. And Trump was accompanied by a host of conservative figures, including J.D. Vance. You got Mike Johnson. Pete Hegseth was there. Good for him. Ron DeSantis, Mike Waltz. who's been selected by Trump to be a national security advisor. You got the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, who's a badass girl, man. Dude, I saw some pictures of her shooting, carrying these heavy ass things around, doing tuck and rolls, shooting stuff. She's a badass. Look, guys, hey, there's some women out there that can kick our, you know what? Let's be fair. A lot of them are Israeli too. A lot of those Israeli women, you don't mess with them, man. I think Elon Musk, Subway hero, and this was the big one. This is one everyone was talking about, Daniel Penny, the guy that killed the guy that was trying to hurt other people. So Trump said, we'll be going to the Army Navy, the game tomorrow to root on the fantastic young men, beautiful men, awesome men. Should be a great game. See you there. I like how he gave his signature. I do the same thing. I kind of stop because I'm like, wait, people kind of know it's from me, right? You know how I used to do? I used to leave you guys comments and I go -BB so you knew it was like me personally. And I'm like, well, obviously it's my account. Why would they think otherwise? So good on Trump there for not making me feel super stupid. When Trump arrived in this presidential suite, he was greeted with cheers and chants. You guys are okay with this view, right? This kind of works. So he's greeted there. Trump saluted during the game. Let's kind of do a full-blown thing here for you. You know what? Even our service women look great. Jeez. What a great country we have. God, it just makes you feel good, huh? Just makes you feel good. This is a cool screen grab that somebody posted that I really enjoyed. Look at that. Saluting, JD Vance, got the military. People are actually happy again. You know what I mean? We actually feel hopeful. There's such a great movie with Matthew McConaughey. I think it was like something with Savannah or like where they crashed a plane in the desert. And there's this idea that they were going to die. There's nobody around. The plane crashed. It's down. There's like 12 of them. And the guy said, well, what do we do? Why we even bother rebuilding this plane when we're never going to get out of here in the first place? And his answer was, you just need to give man purpose. You need to give man hope. And when you give them those two things, purpose and hope, not only are they going to change the world with that, but also they're going to change their own lives. And when you have purpose and hope, and that's why last week we said with that purpose and hope, you need to steer it towards Jesus Christ if you don't know where to steer it anywhere else. And that should be your foundation. When Trump brings hope, when he brings purpose back, we can make America great again, not just on a federal level through him as president, but more specifically on an individual level in our own lives. So it's just great. It's great what's happening here for our country, for our nation. And Trump is giving us an update here on the border wall. And if you missed last week's show, Joe Biden is auctioning off the border wall that's sitting there in the desert. Yes, you heard that correctly. For how much? Oh, well, $5. Those huge things of border wall, you know, those big pillars that just go down. They have like 20 pillars in between, not that many, but like 8 pillars in between. And they just set it into the cement. And it's been laying there in the desert. So the EPA just allows that to rust. But when you have these nice, beautiful border wall, makeshift border wall out of shipping containers from Doug Ducey and Greg Abbott, specifically Doug Ducey in Arizona, then the EPA comes out and says you have to remove it because you're hurting the environment. But yet Joe Biden gets away with leaving taxpayer dollar freaking wall laying in the desert for 4 years. And in some cases, we are paying rent to have that sit there. And now he's auctioning off for $5 a pop, a ream. And Donald Trump is saying, well, this needs to be stopped. Yes, sir. Somebody said, hey, why doesn't Trump just go buy it? I agree, as last resort, maybe Trump should just go buy it. But it was already bought. That's the thing. So now why are we selling it off? President-elect Donald Trump and his administration wants to stop the Biden administration in its effort to sell off tons of border wall construction materials. And the reason why Biden did this, exactly, FJB, is because Trump said on day one, he's going to start using those materials that were laying there. Why wouldn't you? It's there. You paid for it. You might as well put it in the ground. He's going to do it on day one. And, you know, Joey, the same administration that goes, oh, we're doing everything we can to curb this massive illegal immigration. We care, you know, all these things, is now sabotaging the guy by selling it off. It's frustrating as hell. So the government contractors in Arizona have been hauling off tons of steel and fencing purchased under the first Trump administration to be used in border wall construction, according to an exclusive video obtained by the Daily Wire that we watched last week. The materials have been posted on the government surplus auction site starting at $5. What a slap in the face. You know, excuse me, Joe was probably like, let's just sell it for a penny. And the auctioneer's going, sir, we would be losing money on that. We have fees to pay for. We got to at least do like minimum $5. That's probably why they did it. The guy probably wanted to give it away for pennies. Weeks before Trump takes office, Biden is racing to auction off unused border wall materials, video shows, trucks hauling it off. Well, Trump posted about the apparent fire sale on his social media platform, Truth Social, late on Friday. Joe Biden keeps talking about a smooth transition and unified government. Oh, this is good. I could tell it already. Damn you, Mr. Trump. I love it. And yet he races to sell desperately needed border wall for our pennies on the... I think I've been talking about Trump too much. He's using my exact same phrase. Hand to God, I didn't read this. I've never seen this quote in my life. Selling for pennies on the dollar. It will cost... Jeez. Okay. It will cost the U.S. a fortune and time to get the same exact wall to replace what has been sold, and the new wall will cost triple the price. It is crazy and must be stopped. It's almost like I wrote the damn thing. That's exactly how I talk. Holy lordy, Mr. Trump. Thank you, because you're speaking logic. You're speaking clearly. It's refreshing, is it not? To have a president that speaks clearly, that is sane, common sense. Look, none of this is rocket science, right? If you notice, Trump's not sitting there talking like rocket science all the time. He speaks to the American people. We're simple folk. You know what I mean? I'm not saying we're not smart, but we're simple. Common sense gets you far. There's a lot. Like it really lacks on the Democrat side of the aisle and the progressive left. We know that one. But look, some people woke up and now he's speaking to them and he gets it. And he's right. Look, it's going to take time to replace that. And by the way, since inflation has gone up, I understand it's down. Remember, it's already up year over year, meaning that's just year over year. Inflation, we're paying 20, 30% in some cases, 50% really, if you look at certain products and services, more. So this border wall is going to cost you way more now than it did in 2016 because Joe Biden screwed us. And now he's screwing us again. Like, God, man, Joe, just leave. Joe, stop touching things and leave. That's what we need. At this point, you guys, I don't care if he goes on vacation. Leave and lay on the beaches of Delaware and just stop touching things, Joe. In Arizona, a trucking company contracted by the government is hauling off an estimated half a mile worth of materials every day. And I guess it's going to be listed for by Christmas. You know, if you look at the timing of all this, you know Joe's doing this deliberately. It's not, there's no, I don't think there's even a case to be made that he's not doing this deliberately, right? You're specifically putting it on the government auction site. You're specifically doing it with border wall that could have been auctioned off years ago. And you're specifically doing it because you know that Donald Trump's going to use that border wall on day one. And lastly, you pick Christmas of all days, the same Christmas that you don't want to say Merry Christmas about, that you want to say Happy Holidays. No, we say Merry Christmas here. Yes, we do. Sorry, Merry Christmas. No, I'm not sorry. Just the habit of saying that. Merry Christmas. I don't give a damn. Now, let's get into a little bit of the topic of the show here, where New Jersey drones looking for nukes, question mark. Well, I'm going to go back just a little bit here, and I don't have it prepared, and I should. But I want to show you the guy that I'm talking about, Christopher Mellon. Now, this is the guy here, Christopher Mellon. That's him. And he does a lot of conversations about UFOs. He does a lot of conversations about our military. And the reason for that is his prior occupation was the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Defense, and he was the staff director of the Senate Intelligence Committee, and years active was 1985 to 2004. Now, this guy was the one where I got that nuclear warhead story from, to where there was a time in our nation on the East Coast where we allegedly couldn't find a nuke, or somebody brought in a nuke, terrorist. We're not sure, as far as I remember the video, and I tried looking for it. I scoured the internet looking for the video and I couldn't find it. of him talking about this whole story. It's in a documentary somewhere. And so what they did was, without anybody's knowledge, they sat there and they put all the cabinet members and everybody, like they took their families and hid them away because they didn't know where the nuke was, right? And you need that, keep that chain, that link. Well, it ended up being, I don't know if it was a hoax or they found the thing, but there is a lot of talk right now that you're having a similar situation to, if these drones are U.S. military, which I think they are. I don't believe John Kirby, if you saw the Saturday video, or our own State Department, DOD going, yeah, we don't know what they are. Folks, they could sit there and look at the piece of mail you're reading from space. Don't give me this crap, John Kirby. Oh, we don't have our own images, our own intelligence. Don't give me this shit. Come on. I don't believe that one bit. I think we know what these are. I think it's our own military. And I think some of them are just airplanes, because I've watched a ton of videos on this stuff over the weekend. A lot of these people are just looking at planes. How do I know that? One, you could see it. And two, you could just hear the plane. I live in California. I lived right next to Long Beach for a lot of my life. I have another airport right by me. Folks, I've seen planes fly over me my entire life. There's Long Beach Airport. There's John Wayne Airport, which I used to work literally across the street from John Wayne for years. I've seen planes. John Wayne Airport, I could watch the plane land out my office window on the tarmac. That's how close I was to John Wayne Airport. Come on. So I know a plane when I hear one. Spent my entire life, oh, look at that land. Huh. Well, you got this here. And if you're enjoying what you're seeing, hit that like button, folks. Greatly appreciate if we got anybody new here. Would love for you to join us. I got to make sure I didn't miss any fan funding. We do have John. Oh, we got Sweet Sunset. Thank you so much. I missed you. So we got John, Peggy, Sweet Sunset, all joining the Bald Brad Army on the membership over at YouTube. Greatly appreciate. Thank you so much. And again, if some of you else want to join, it's 99 cents. Great Christmas gift. And I know, forgive me, I forgot who it was last week, donated 5 memberships. Greatly appreciated. And again, check out that video we posted yesterday. Bonkers. Well, let's refresh this. I want to see how many likes are we getting here? 40. Okay, we're bumping. We're cruising. We're doing our thing. Trump House Intelligence. I'm so weird. I'm sorry. Mysterious drone sightings don't signal coming Pearl Harbor-like attack. Well, there may be some truth to that. But there seems to be an attack that could happen. And I keep plugging this video I talked about yesterday, because if anybody was there, the conversation with the CIA person that was tracking and used to track, it still does track, terrorists, that confirmed, this is the same person, Sarah Adams, folks, that told me that she was the one that broke the story that we are giving the Taliban. By the way, I was getting it wrong. She updated it, and I just found that out. It wasn't $40 to $87 million every 2 weeks. I'm going to be clear here. So we got a lot of new people. Our government is giving the Taliban $40 to $87 million, but it's not every 2 weeks. I've been saying that for almost a year now. It's not every 2 weeks. It's every week. It is every week. And by the way, it's more than that. We have updates. You got to go check out the video yesterday. It's more than that. It's a lot more than that. That's just money going into, what was it, Kandahar? That was just money going to one specific province. We're giving like senior leaders of the Taliban like $3 million every month. Man, if you didn't see yesterday's video, I'm telling you, I mean this all in your sense, man. I couldn't do it anymore. I had to tap out. I was like, look, if we want to do another part 2 of these, we can, because there's a lot more to cover on that. But wow. So I bring that up because she's talking about a homeland attack here soon. And she said they have intelligence that it's either going to be embassies or the U.S. Capitol is what she's saying. This lady's not an idiot. She's the one that like has the whole Benghazi thing, all that information. She has channels, back channels. This is stuff. Crazy stuff. So top house intelligence says here on Sunday that he could promise that mysterious drone sightings over the United States over the past month are not a sign of a coming attack like strike on Pearl Harbor during World War II. Well, maybe not. Maybe we're not going to see planes flying and dropping torpedoes. My grandpa was in Pearl Harbor on the USS Reed. Jim Himes told Fox News anchor Jackie Heinrich, who's our Wonder Woman here, that U.S. citizens should be sober about the situation, not start worrying about Iranian motherships or Martians landing. Yeah, but maybe they do this whole language thing. They do this whole language thing where they'll say like, oh, well, it won't be like a Pearl Harbor attack. Okay, well, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be like you're saying. Maybe there's a nuke in a suitcase somewhere. Maybe. Or like we were saying, maybe some sort of biological. The CIA analyst says there's over 1,000 terrorists here right now that have been trained for over a year. We're not talking anymore. That's why I keep plugging yesterday's video, man. I'm telling you guys, it is worth the 99 cents. You can go, no, screw it. You can go watch it on the Sean Ryan podcast. We just had access to use it. So you can watch it for free, but you get the reaction and everything like that from me. And you're supporting conservative. But I'm telling you, man, it is worth the watch. Taliban are not these guys in freaking straw huts anymore, or like what we saw in the early 2000s, roaming around in caves with the walking stick and the robes, right? Like you look at Moses there, just freaking walking through the desert. No, these guys have full grade military equipment, tactical. Well, we left $1 billion there of military grade equipment. Folks, these guys look like our guys. We have video. We showed video. We showed a video of it, of these guys with their training, the mags, the flips, the bada bing, bada boom. Well, here's Jackie talking to the guy.
Answers. Joining me now, top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Jim Himes. Thank you so much, Congressman, for being here.
Thanks for having me, Jackie.
So, Congressman, contradictory statements can erode public trust, and it appears that that's already happening within the government. Here's Congresswoman Nicole Maliotakis.
I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are. And what I'm asking, and what we're all asking, is for you to be straight with us and just tell us what is going on.
The White House is saying that there's no evidence of a national security or public safety threat, no sign of criminal activity or malicious intent or foreign involvement, but also they don't know what these systems are. They don't know who is operating them or why or what they're capable of. And those messages are inherently incompatible. So do you believe the relevant federal agencies are really unable to answer these questions, or are they just unwilling to answer them? And do you think the government actually knows what they're dealing with here?
Yeah, Jackie, there's a lot of us who are pretty frustrated right now. The answer we don't know is not a good enough answer. When people are anxious, when they're nervous, and this has been true, since we've been a species on this planet, people will fill a vacuum with, their fears and anxieties and conspiracy theories. And, oh, my God, there's an Iranian mothership hovering off the coast of Asbury Park, or it's the Russians or it's the Chinese. And so my frustration is that the FAA in particular, which is the agency of jurisdiction for our domestic skies, ought to be out, Saturday morning saying, let us show you a picture of the number of aircraft, commercial and private and military, that go over New Jersey in any 24-hour period. And when people see that, they'll be like, oh, my God, I cannot believe how many aircraft. And then the FAA should say, we've got about 800,000 registered drones in this country, and there's probably several million more that aren't registered. And, so just putting information out there to fill that vacuum would be helpful. So we haven't seen that, and so as a result, you got Senator Andy Kim going out with the state police in New Jersey, filling that vacuum, hopefully with truth. Now, let me say something that I know with confidence. It is not the Iranians. It is not the Chinese. They aren't Martians. I know that's very unsatisfying for people who want a Hollywood movie out of this. But
how can you say that, though?
Look, in the absence of good information, I can say that because I spent all my time as the ranking member of the Intelligence Committee watching what the Iranians and the Chinese do. And you know what they don't do is put a bunch of drones that we could easily recover over the continental United States. The Chinese learned that lesson, of course, with their spy balloon. And you're right. I can't say.
So they can do this then. He kind of caught himself there, which is really smart, by going, well, they did launch a spy balloon that is a lot slower than a freaking drone. And now he's about to admit, yeah, well, I don't know.
With 100% probability. But to Nicole's point, it's just the military is.
When I see that image, I see a plane, by the way. That's what I see. Now, here's my problem. I don't think people in New Jersey are that dumb, where they're all seeing planes and going, I don't know what that is. Because sometimes you could watch these videos, you guys, and you could actually hear the plane.
Amazing at what they do. An aircraft carrier has 6,000 amazing people on it who will defeat the Iranians. What they're not very good at doing is identifying if there's 12 teenage boys in Montclair, New Jersey, flying Walmart drones. The military's not very good at identifying that and dealing with that. So, again, it's a deep breath moment. But you're right. The federal agency's got to be putting a lot more information out there about the nature of the problem, even if they don't know what any given specific blinking light over Asbury Park is this morning.
Yeah, but look, they've been seeing planes fly over their state for a long time. Why all of a sudden are they sitting there calling this out now? Something different is happening that's not happened in the past. People are saying they're seeing drones come in from the ocean, 50 of them. People are saying all these things, and some of you are asking, is there anything from the daytime? I haven't seen any video of the daytime other than maybe it looked like a plasma orb that was being highlighted by a local news network, I want to say it was. I don't think it was anything outside of that. It just looked like a natural anomaly. If you ever seen a plasma orb, it kind of rotates and it's just a ball of energy. And Zach says, is it Project Blue Book or Blue Beam? Not Blue Book, sorry, Blue Beam. I think that's what it was called. Maybe that's what a lot of people are claiming it is. Well, here's the video clip I want to get to. And there was a shorter one. Let me see if I can get a little bit of a smaller clip because it's kind of long. It's about 10 minutes. We're not going to watch the whole thing. Few people did post about it. And forgive me, I have the long one queued up for you, but I kind of wanted the smaller one from last night. So here's that plasma orb that I was talking about really quickly.
And Bill and Sandra, you know, when things like this are happening, it seems everyone starts to look up, like my crew and I have been here in Mendham recording this video that you're looking at right now. We have no idea what it is, if it's a natural phenomenon, because it could be, but this is why so many municipalities are now asking people to reach out and send their videos to them or to experts who might be able to sort out what they're seeing in the skies. But I guarantee there's so many people looking up and making those recordings because this mystery is one that needs to be solved. For now, we're live here in Mendham Borough.
Well, I mean, look, they're seeing something. I hate to say my fellow countrymen are dumb, and I'm not going to say that. I think there's something going on here. As to what it is, I'm not exactly sure. But here's that long clip here. This comes from Sean Ryan himself. A lot of people were posting this the other night. This is exactly what I was talking about, which is why I want to highlight it. A nuclear warhead that has gone missing. Folks, I don't mean to give myself a pat on the back here. I'm not saying this is 100% even the case. But the fact that I was talking about this last week before this ever came out and connecting it to what happened with Christopher Mellon, like I said, this is not the first time. And they kept it hush-hush, which is why I don't believe my military. At least the people up at the top. I figured we were sniffing for something, but this is worse than I thought. If it's true, the Russians have also been shipping in explosives for, I think that's supposed to be Al-Qaeda, TB, and ISIS, which goes hand in hand with that Sarah Adams video that we posted yesterday for members only. I'm going to keep plugging it. As you heard in a previous episode, that's exactly what he's talking about. But this, if true, is much worse, or dare I say the combo of the two. I knew we would feel massive consequences for this administration. The engine is running, but no one is behind the wheel. Man, here we go. So this is the CEO of a drone manufacturing company that has government contracts, gives interesting take on what's happening in New Jersey. Let's roll it.
My name is John Ferguson. I'm the CEO of Saxon Aerospace here in Wichita, Kansas. I'm not normally a TikTok kind of a guy. I like watching this stuff every once in a while. But I'm a manufacturer of unmanned aircraft, military-grade unmanned aircraft, as you can see one of my systems here. There's all of these mysterious drones going on off the East Coast, and as a professional, as a subject matter expert, I wanted to give you all my opinion on what I think could be going on with these drones. I don't particularly believe that these have a nefarious intent. I could be wrong, but I want to give you the truth and what I believe. It's my own opinion, and I've not bounced this off of anybody. So, you know, if you think it's bullshit, whatever, that's cool. You know, I don't want to spread misinformation, as we know that there's a lot of that going around. But anyway, back in the 1980s, Ronald Reagan had dismantled the nuclear program, and there were, with Russia, there were countless nuclear missiles that were disarmed and disposed of. Well, there were over 80, I believe. There were over 80 nuclear warheads that were in Ukraine that came up missing. Okay, we don't know where they are. Maybe somebody does, but nobody really knows where these are. And I speak with some pretty high-level government officials on this stuff, and it seems as though that is the case. So I spoke to a gentleman a few months ago who was trying to raise an alarm to the highest levels of our government, which they had their ears closed, about this one particular nuclear warhead that he physically put his hands on. He physically touched this warhead that was left over from Ukraine. And he knew that that thing was headed towards the United States. Okay? That is a very serious deal. And everyone knows that the United States government, this administration, is pushing to get into a war with Russia. We all know that. We all feel it. We all see it. Okay? Well, back up a few years. Do y'all remember when those drones were mysteriously flying across the Interstate 70 corridor from Colorado up into Nebraska, down here into Kansas, and out into Missouri? Well, it was believed that those drones were looking for radioactive material because there had been some material that come up missing here in the United States, and they felt like it was high probability that the nuclear or the radioactive material would be taken along the Interstate 70 corridor heading east or west or south. So from what we understand, they were out there trying to find this radioactive material. Now, drones, they have no reason to be in the air at night unless you're doing some type of ISR work, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, looking for bad guys, or looking for a victim, a search and rescue victim, or law enforcement, or some type of military project, right? There's no reason for a drone to be flying at night, really, okay? Because they don't see shit. So, unless you have thermal optics, drones really don't see stuff. You need to do mapping during the day. If you're going to do farming stuff, you mostly do it during the day. The only reason why you would ever fly an aircraft, an unmanned aircraft at night, is if you're looking for something, whether it be a person or trying to smell gas. We have methane gas detection systems that can detect gas leaks in pipelines. You really wouldn't use thermal optics for trying to find gas leaks, just simply because the only way you're actually going to find a gas leak with thermal optics is if the gas leak is aggressive enough that it has a difference in temperature. Because thermal imaging, it creates a digital image based off of the temperature variance. So whatever is different in temperature, it creates an image. Usually gas leaks so slow that it goes quickly into ambient before you can even see it. So we have special sensors that can detect gas leaks. We also have special sensors that can detect radioactive material.
That's what I was waiting for him to say. I was waiting. I'm like, okay, you're going to attach this somehow.
So with this gentleman that I had spoken with, who was trying to raise the alarm to try to get somebody in the government to say, hey, we need to work together to go try to find this nuclear warhead, none of that ever happened. They knew that warhead was on its way to the United States. That's all that ever came of it. Nothing ever happened. This government did not do anything at all to help this gentleman raise the alarm and raise awareness that there is a very deadly weapon on its way to the United States. It's out there. Nobody knows where it's at now. It left Europe. Now it's gone. So my guess, my own guess, is that these drones are not nefarious in intent. If they are, they are, but I doubt it. But if they are drones, the only reason why they would be flying and flying that low is because they're trying to smell something on the ground. That's it. There's no other reason for a drone to be flying in the air other than to piss a bunch of people off at night. That's it. So, my belief is they're trying to smell something on the ground. Gas leaks, radioactive material, whatever. So, and do I think that that they're coming up out of the ocean? No, I don't think so. Drones that are multi-copter type drones, not the the fixed wing aircraft that look like regular airplanes, but the multi-copters, they only have so much battery life. They have hybrid versions that are.
I think we got enough of kind of what he was saying there. He's really the only one that is currently coming out and kind of talking that he thinks it's possibly a nuclear warhead. All speculation. Take it with a grain of salt, but I just want to attach it to the time. Again, this is not the first time something like this has taken place in the sense of looking for a nuclear warhead and not telling the American people. But who knows? Who knows what's going on? Maybe it's just some, like I've always said, maybe it's just some dude in his basement, 45, living at his mom's house with Cheeto dust all over his face, flying and going, these idiots think they're aliens. Hey, Mom, they think I'm an alien. This is fun. Maybe. Maybe. Or, there's people flying a bunch of drones around, or they're not drones and people are just that dumb where they think they can't tell the difference between a drone and a plane. I mean, there was a joke by Elon Musk. Let me see. He posts a lot here. He did retweet this. And I mean, there's some truth to what he posted here. I want to see if I can find it. It was about, here it is. It's about Elon Musk posted this picture here. New Jersey Guide to Aircraft Identification. And it's just everything's a drone. At first, he posted something. I was like, wow, like that's a drone. Like, oh, wait, no, he's making a spoof. That's not a drone. Because, Elon Musk's a smart dude. So we'll see. But some of these, again, just are planes like this one right here. Let's see. I keep telling myself it's a plane, but it's hard to believe. What is that? So let's look here. Let's see if we can get some audio on it too. Yeah, see, that's a prop plane. You can hear it. Yeah. We got those flying around all the time. It's not a drone. Now, here's the thing. If it's a prop, it could, I should actually rephrase that. Drones do have prop on the back. So, I mean, it could be. So I guess I should catch myself there. I shouldn't be like, oh, well, it's definitely a plane. We'll figure it out here. But Mike Waltz warns drones over East Coast show gaps in national security. I would say so, along with maybe our border. Like, I mean, think about all the sleeper cells that are here, folks. I've always said this. This is the crappy thing of it all. Before we jump right into this, is you just had 4 years of over 10. That's me being generous. 10 million people pouring across our border that we don't know anything about. They have fake passports. They have fake identification. There's 14,000 murderers here, plus another like 15,000 rapists. There's over 1,000 plus terrorists. We all know this. Our own government knows this. And it's thanks to Joe Biden and the Democrats. The Democrats would still vote for more of it. That was the crazy thing, right? 70 something million still wanted to vote for more open borders and more terrorists pouring across the border, more sleeper cells, all this stuff. I mean, I can't show you the clips of what took place. Remember that Russia concert hall mass shooting that took place with the terrorists? Yeah, they're expecting another thing like that to occur. Well, who's going to be the blame when it happens under their watch? Yeah, yes, sir. The Democrats, I told you Trump doesn't have it together. He's not fit to hold office. Look what happened. Well, you nut jobs, you're the one that allowed all these people to pour across, and now we got to deal with the problem. You know what I mean? And they're not going to be able to make the connection. Are you kidding? Democrats, don't expect the progressives and Democrats to make any sort of connection to anything. Their heads are so far up there, you know what? They haven't seen daylight in years. And when they do, they will still tell you it's not daylight. And a coffee. I need more. I need to start bringing in 2 mugs. I need 2 mugs. I need another Bald Brad Show mug. I'll purchase one. All right, Mike Waltz, who is the incoming White House National Security Advisor, said over the weekend that drones that have appeared on the East Coast show that the U.S. has holes in its national security. Big time. Well, when you're more concerned about making sure that you can allow minors in the military to get sex transition surgeries, yeah, you're going to have probably a little bit of gaps. When you sit there and allow a spy balloon to leave mainland China and fly over our military installations in some cases and just gather all this intelligence about our country, yeah, I would say there's probably a few gaps in there. When you're more concerned about your generals wearing a fucking skirt, I just cussed, I apologize. I would imagine, yeah, you're probably going to have some gaps in a lot of places, especially those that are getting surgeries. I'm not even going to make that joke. I was going to make a joke about gaps in surgeries. We're not going to go there. Walls made the remarks. Walls made the I'm sure some of you could piece it together. Oh God, there's another pun. All right, well, what does he say here? Great, you're like, Brad, move on, please. I think what the drone issue points out are kind of gaps in our agencies, gaps in our authorities between the Department of Homeland Security, local law enforcement, the Defense Department, and I think Americans are finding it hard to believe we can't figure out where these are coming from. No, I think we do know where they're coming from. I think we're being lied to. And the amount of stuff that I've watched over the last 4 years and have learned about our own government, I don't trust, like, not that I trusted it really to begin with, but I'm talking like almost zero trust in our government. Pretty much almost zero. These people are, Joe Biden is funding terrorism, full-fledged terrorism. I keep plugging yesterday's video, but you got to watch it. I mean, I connect the $10 billion to the Iranians where we're giving to humanitarian aid. Sarah Adams brings up humanitarian aid of how that's being funneled and used to launder money to the terrorist organizations, specifically Al-Qaeda camps. They're now training these guys to come here and kill us. This lady's not dumb. She's not some freaking fringe idiot out there. CIA. Open source. I can tell you from the Defense Department standpoint, they're focused on bombers and cruise missiles and pointing to gaps in our capabilities and our abilities to clamp down on what's going on here. He said that the situation with the drones was worrying about their sensitive sites, like the Arsenal, Donald Trump's residence in Bedminster, the the golf course or whatever. As you have other no-fly zones or areas, those need to be enforced. We need to know who's behind it. But right now, I think law enforcement seems to be the Department of Homeland Security and Defense Department. Well, the nut job at the Department of Homeland Security, that's the thumb that has his head so far up as you know what. He don't know what's going on. I don't trust that guy. That guy can't secure the borders, and you're gonna expect him to sit there and figure out what the hell that thing is flying around the sky in New Jersey. The guy can't even figure out the fly that's flying around his house, landing on his freaking dumb forehead. So when you come in, how do you enforce those low-level, long loitering, could be dangerous drones? Well, you shoot them down. That's how. Easy. It's the same way. If you want to stop a lot of these robberies, allow all these convenience store service members, like the guys that own it and run and operate these small mom and pop shops that are being ransacked by all these people. You guys start shooting people. I 100% mean that. If you start shooting people because you have a right to protect your property, you have a right to your life, you have a right to your property, you start shooting people when they come in to steal a pack of gum. Well, it's just a pack of gum. I mean, could you just let them go? No, because you know what? When you start shooting people and you start having consequences for your actions, yeah, people are going to stop sitting there ransacking your store because you're going to start pumping full of lead. I don't think that should come to that. But why don't you not steal stuff? How about that? Would you sit there and go ransack a dude's house that's sitting there and that guy's locked, loaded, ready to go, like he's begging for somebody to come in? I've been training my whole life for this. Right? You're going to go after that guy? The guy has PTSD, is an old school non-vet that just sits there and cleans his rifle all night, waiting for you to come in and steal something. You know what I mean? He's like egging you on to fucking do it. No, you're not going to go into his house. You're going to leave the guy alone. It's true. Well, here's the thumb. Here's the thumb. I think this guy should be tried for treason. I'm saying a lot of hot takes right now. This guy should be tried for treason. I'm dead serious. There's two people that I think, hands down, and I'm not just throwing this out willingly. I've never even said this before. Like, just throw it out there, just out there. This guy and Joe Biden both are treasonous to this country. Mark my words, you are going to see something happen, God forbid, and I hope I'm wrong. You're going to see something happen because these guys allowed terrorists into our country that are here right now that want to attack people. It might be something small. It might be something big. I hope it's nothing. I hope it's nothing. We got January 20th coming up, and I'm freaking scared right now that there's going to be some sort of attack on January 20th, whether it's the embassy or the Capitol or over there on Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm freaking out. Okay? Because this guy allowed this stuff to happen. Embattled Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who became only the second cabinet official in U.S. history to ever be impeached over his disastrous handling of the border crisis, claimed during an interview over the weekend that Americans have nothing to worry about when it came to recent reports of flying drones at night. Like, I'm going to believe anything this guy says. This is the guy that sat there and goes, when connected to terrorists, we'll just use this example. I've got a lot of them. Hey, Secretary, do you know where the 42 terrorists are? We'll have to get back to you, Congressman. Then he goes 24. I kid you not. That was with Jim Jordan of Congress. After he just got done swearing in that the border's secure. Doesn't know where 42 terrorists were. Check this. We have the clips. He goes on Brett Byers' show on Fox News 24 hours later. Brett asks him the same question. You think you were given 24 hours to find some answers. And Mr. Secretary, you know where those terrorists are that you allowed in the country? Just 42. We know there's thousands. The magnets, Brett. He started talking about these magnets. The magnets, Brett, if you follow the magnets of this and that. He didn't know. He said he didn't know. So here's that thumb again on George Stephanopoulos, the guy that just got fined $15 million. So you got two liars in the building now for saying Donald Trump raped somebody when he didn't. So this nut job with another nut job make a massive nut job.
Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Mr. Secretary, thank you for joining us this morning. Can you clear up the confusion here?
Absolutely, George, and thank you very much for having me. There's no question that people are seeing drones, and I want to assure the American public that we in the federal government have deployed additional resources, personnel, technology to assist the New Jersey State Police in addressing the drone sightings. Some of those drones.
Which one's the real one? Which one's the real one? My screen just went out. No! Which one's the real one?
Sightings are, in fact, drones. Some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones. And we do see duplicative reporting. But there's no question that drones are being.
Did he just use duplicative? That's a big word for him.
Drones, and we do see drone sightings. Some of those drone sightings are, in fact, drones. Some are manned aircraft that are commonly mistaken for drones, and we do see duplicative reporting. But there's no question that drones are being sighted. Let me set the record straight here, George. There are thousands of drones flown every day in the United States. Recreational drones, commercial drones. That is the reality. And in September of 2023, the Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, changed the rules so that drones could fly at night. And that may be one of the reasons why now people are seeing more drones than they did before, especially from dawn to dusk. And so that is the reality. But I want to assure the American public that we are on it. We are working in close coordination with state and local authorities. And it is critical, as we all have said for a number of years, that we need from Congress additional authorities to address the drone situation. Our authorities currently are limited, and they are set to expire. We need them extended and expanded.
Oh, God. Oh, don't worry. He can assure you. He can assure you everything's fine. The same guy. I assure you the border's secure. The same guy. That's the same guy. I said it perfectly. He gives bald men a bad name. Just, like I said, which one's which? I can't even do it right. Which one's which? Get me out of the screen. I can't do it. Yeah. Oh, God, it's too good. Too good. Well, I'll leave you with this and kind of mull over. The Biden tells Kamala, "You're not going anywhere, kid," amid speculation about VP's future. Do you think he tried to sniff her when he called her a kid? Well, she's not going anywhere. There's plans that she's going to be running in 2028, God forbid, because everything Donald Trump created will just be destroyed by Democrats again. So there's the show for you. Like I said, is it a nuclear warhead that is lost? Is it a nuclear warhead that was brought in? Is it some sort of biological warfare that's going to be utilized against Americans? Folks, I want to plug it here. Please stick around. I'm going to plug this really quick. I want you to check this out. And obviously, like, I would love for your membership because it helps pay for everything that we pay for here on the show. But there is this video here. I'm wondering what I can show and not show. There's this video here that if you check it out, it's members only, but I'm telling you, it's going to blow your mind. So she is the real deal. I'm trying to get to her credentials here. Former CIA targeter, author of Benghazi, Know Thy Enemy, CRS newsletter contributor, Sean Ryan show newsletter. She's the intelligence one that writes for it. I'm telling you, man, it is worth the watch. It's going to trip you out. And what's crazy about this was posted days ago. It's going to make you sit there and wonder, is the drone stuff that's going on in New Jersey attached to what she's talking about here? Because she's saying she has full evidence, full proof, open source data of attacks that's going to happen on U.S. embassies, foreign embassies, as well as the state capitol very, very soon. These people have been training for 1 year to 2 years for this attack. Worth the watch, worth the 99 cents, folks. Head over to YouTube and check that out. If you're already a member, we got a lot of you. That video is open for you now. Thank you so much, Q1969. Good show, Brad. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday to you, Patriots. Thank you always for tuning in. Greatly appreciate you. And if you haven't already, make sure that you check out Rumble Premium here, folks. Let's give them a plug. The sponsorship is incredibly important to Rumble. I keep plugging them because I want to help their company. And it's incredibly important for the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built a platform for small creators like myself. They didn't censor or have biases. They were fair and treated all creators equally. I absolutely love this platform. No one thought platforms would censor political conversations or censor opinions on COVID, but they did. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg literally admitted to it, and they fell to the pressure from the Biden-Harris administration. Rumble did not. They held the line, folks. They stood strong. They are attacked daily for giving us a voice here to talk to all you fine patriots. They're attacked by corporate media. They're attacked by governments like France. They're attacked by brand advertisers who refuse to work with them, which is a major problem when you're trying to run a business. Corporate America is fighting to remove free speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it, folks. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers. They don't get much of it. So watching our show on Rumble is the most they can ask from you. But if you really believe in the fight and you have the means, one major way you could do to help Rumble survive is by joining Rumble Premium. It's a great Christmas gift. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with promo code STUDIO when you purchase an annual subscription. Go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO. I think it gets rid of the ads and stuff like that too. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it does. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, just watching us over here is absolutely phenomenal. They're a great organization. They're a great place. And that's why they're our platform. They've been taking care of us. Dylan over there does his job absolutely amazing. I always try to give him a shout out. He takes care of us. So thank you so much for also taking care of the show, always tuning in. We'll be back here tomorrow with another episode of the Bald Brad Show. With that being said, take care, Patriots. Love you. Take care. Peace.